Good day to you. Welcome back. My name is Amy, and I am also back. We kind of like synced up because I'm here and you're there. That's perfect. Today I'm doing a gentle mental health topic, something that I think makes people uncomfortable. Um, Not the topic, but the expressions of it, and that is the topic of anger. So there's a lot to talk about today, and I'm just going to get right into it. So, to know anger, these are just descriptions of anger. I think everybody is familiar with anger, like people having angry feelings or witnessing anger in other people. I think we've all had those experiences. I know I personally am triggered by angry sounds like yelling, a slamming door, things like that. Um, you know, make my stomach a little queasy because it makes me nervous. So, we are going to get to know anger right now. Anger is a feeling of strong displeasure, annoyance, antagonism, wrath, or rage. It is part of the nervous system's fight or flight response. It's triggered by a perceived threat or frustrations. Anger prepares the body for a confrontation. There's a part of the brain called the amygdala, and that is involved. Also, hormones of cortisol and adrenaline all kick in when we are angry. And it's preparing our body to either fight or flee. Day-to-day triggers could be stressful situations, memories, or reliving past traumas of any kind. Anger is a normal and expected part of the grieving process. If you've ever, lost somebody, anger is natural. I lost a very good friend. She passed away quite a few years ago now, but I threw a bunch of dishes to release my anger in my grief. And it's a very powerful process to work through those emotions. So don't be afraid. There's always another side. You'll get on the other side and you'll feel much better when that stuff goes on. Many cultures differ in their approach to emotions in general, and which are appropriate and to what degree we are encouraged or allowed to express them. So here in America, in general, we are expressive. We are emotionally expressive. And compared to other countries where, let's say women especially are discouraged from being anything except peaceful and happy and quiet. And, here in America, we have the freedom to express ourselves. And if you're around people who want to shut you down, then don't be near them because you don't want someone to step on your cape while you're trying to take off. Mental imbalances can contribute to anger outbursts and poor management of them. So that anger, excuse me, I'm not a mental health professional, but I have witnessed people who have certain mental conditions, have angry outbursts, and I've seen people take on a completely different persona because of the anger and, the hormones and the amygdala and like all that. It's fascinating and to me, scary because I'm triggered by that. But that is us knowing anger. And how do you show that you're developing a healthy relationship with anger? So our showing part is such healthy expressions of anger. It's important to know how to express anger because anger is a natural part of our emotional body, and you'll either experience it, witness it, think about it. It's all, you won't be able to escape it, even if you're living, in a monastery in the Himalayas. The monks get angry too sometimes. Anger is a natural emotion that serves us to prepare for fight or flight. Like I said, the adrenaline, the cortisol starts flowing and our brain chemistry changes, and that's not something that we can necessarily regulate. What is helpful is deep breathing exercises, breathing down into the bottom of the lungs, excuse me, physical exercise, journaling, and a creative outlet. People say, oh, I'm not artistic or I'm not creative. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Everybody has something to express creatively. If you think you haven't, it's not about drawing a picture or painting a painting. It's just about, maybe arranging Scrabble words on a board and gluing them together to make a saying you like, or build card houses. See how long they can stand up. There's just a whole lot of ways to express creatively. Working with your hands, I think, is key. And it's great if you can paint or draw, but that's not a necessity at all. You can work with clay. Clay is really good. They have those like instant clay packets at the craft store. And all right, I could go on and on about creative stuff. So back to anger. A way to manage anger: if you're feeling angry, remove yourself from the situation. Find a calming phrase like calm or Hakuna Matata. Or, the whole thing of counting to 10 when you're angry. It actually does work. If you practice the counting, count backwards from 10 to 1 and do the deep breathing as you're doing that. It will significantly reduce your anger. And also saying the alphabet backwards takes your mind to a different place than being angry. Be willing to explore deeper causes of the anger with professional help. So a lot of times anger is masking another type of emotion that's more painful than the anger is. So if you're comfortable with anger, you may be stuck in anger because there's some other emotion going on underneath the anger. Does that make sense? I really hope so. Don't try to talk it out with someone you're angry with until you're calm, because it sure is the truth that you will say, I have experience of this in my own life, saying things that I can't take back. And once the words are out, you can't get them back. So, your thinking, your brain chemistry is completely different when you're angry. If there is someone chronically angry, there might be cause at the neurological level. It's called dysregulation of the hormones and neurotransmitters and whatnot. So that was our showing healthy ways to manage anger. Developing a good relationship with anger, I think, is worth looking into. And now we have growing a healthy relationship with anger. Anger will occur. Just accept it and know how to manage it for yourself. Learn to identify triggers such as a traffic jam, toys left on the floor, or other people's rudeness or other behaviors that are triggering. Seek professional advice regarding coping skills and communication skills. It's hard to communicate when you're angry. Like I said before, wait till you're calm before you're speaking. Practice talking about vulnerable topics, like the root of anger. There is anger, and then there's the why you're angry. And sometimes that takes a little sleuthing to get to the why. Think before you speak. Use I statements. I am feeling angry, instead of saying you made me angry, because they didn't. I'm feeling angry after such and such happened. I statements. Those are really helpful, and it's like self-referent. Like the more you use I statements, the more comfortable you can get using them. Don't hold a grudge. That will keep your anger alive. Be willing to look at a deeper emotional root for the anger, such as fear, pain, frustration, shame, or insecurity. And that's just a baby list. There's a lot of other things that could be going on. Anger can also come from unresolved grief, stress, or trauma of any kind. A big part of PTSD is anger. And to me, that is appropriate. Why do we want to manage anger? Like it's naturally occurring. So it's is it bad for us, really? And the answer is yes, it is. And that's why you want to be able to manage it. Personally, I have a cardiac issue that requires that my pulse stays under 120. So anger for me is a no-go. If I get angry, it's usually very mild, and I nip it in the bud before it's got a chance to grow. So, personal anecdote there. Hypertension, heart disease, plaque buildup in the arteries. It can worsen symptoms of mental illness. It can make your immune system weaker. It messes with your digestion and sleep. And within 2 hours of an angry outburst, you are more likely to have a heart attack. So, anger is a big deal, and we need to manage it and not be afraid of it, and not be afraid of people who are getting angry. They are just under the influence of misregulated hormones and neurotransmitters and stuff like that. So that's today's anger piece. I learned a lot doing research, and I hope this is helpful for you. Have a good day. I really appreciate you being here.